Today on #Moms on a Mission, we sit down with Drda Anderson, a performing artist and a mom who shares how she teaches her son gratitude.
Showing gratitude that you are in my life and I want you to be in my life, that I appreciate you, that you're there.
Then Dr. Clauselle, a licensed psychologist, joins us to share her professional expertise on how to teach children gratitude and why gratitude is an important aspect of our well-being.
It's almost impossible for most people to be grateful and come from a very genuine, grateful heart and be depressed at the same time.
We are moms, we are friends, we are moms on a mission. Gratitude has special meaning for Drda Anderson, an actor who landed the role of a lifetime when she became a mom on Thanksgiving. From first words to first steps, to learning to read and ride a bike, each milestone of motherhood has offered a new opportunity to learn about love and understand the deeper meaning of gratitude. Virginia strives to teach gratitude to her son, who she is thankful for every day.
Welcome to #Moms on a Mission, and thank you for watching Woman to Woman TV, where women connect, grow, and share their best with the world. I'm Lucia Dragos.
And I'm Aisha Eldek. Today we are talking about how to teach children the gratitude. And we have our wonderful guest here, Drda Anderson. Welcome.
Thank you. I want to first thank you both and tell you I'm just delighted to be here. I can't wait to talk about gratitude.
I know gratitude must feel really special around this time. Your son was born around Thanksgiving, right?
Yes, he was.
And how do you express your feelings about that?
Oh my goodness. Well, it was kind of a surprise to me because as a first-time mom, I thought, I have plenty of time. And 6 days before my due date, right after Thanksgiving dinner, I started to feel sort of odd. A little unusual. I thought maybe it's just what I just ate, or I couldn't quite explain it. But then a couple hours later, I knew that he was ready to come, and it was such a joy to see him finally appear into the world the day after Thanksgiving. So it's always meant a great deal to me, and it just has that much more meaning now that I have a son.
When you say gratitude, what is the first thing that comes to your mind, and why it's so important to you?
I think my son really does come first to my mind. I mean, and why? I just think that he's learned or taught me how to expand as a person. I mean, the doors that he has opened and the way that he's challenged me have all been a way that I've personally grown, and I'm always grateful.
Mm-hmm. What are some ways for you to show gratitude?
I think letting people know that their presence in my life is important and that it makes a difference. And trying to model that for my son and to show him that it's important too to always say thank you, and to feel it, to know that if someone made you feel good, it's important to note that and tell them.
Absolutely.
So what are the ways that you're teaching him gratitude? What are some of the things that you do at home?
Thank you notes are one.
Oh, that's a good one. See,
which
I don't
is
do that. I should start doing that.
We try. Handwritten, but it usually
those are
takes
going away.
I know, which makes it even more special. I mean, if grandma or grandpa gives you something, sometimes it's a phone call. That's the other thing. If he opens a gift and is really excited, and I know it's going to take me 2 weeks to get down to writing something, I'll say, let's just pick up the phone. Let's call auntie or call grandma and say, thank you so much for the gift. And he gets a little nervous, but then he expresses it, and it makes, I think, the other person just feel like it really was appreciated. And,
Yes. I text message sometimes, but that's so impersonal. I have to call.
But it's something. It's something. I think.
Because I feel good when people call me when we give a gift. Mm-hmm. So I actually, like you said, I know that they opened it.
Yes.
And they know it's from me.
Right.
So, and they liked it and they're gonna use it. So it's a good one. What are the other ways that you do?
I think that we just try as a family to accept when an offer comes to go to a party or be with friends, so that showing gratitude that you are in my life and I want you to be in my life, you know, that I appreciate you, that you're there. I remember when Owen was very small, my son, he would stay with Aisha's son, and my goodness, like they spent a lot of time together, and the expressing of gratitude was like, come on over to our house and let's play, you know, just sometimes returning the favor, and showing your child that that's important, I think is another way that we show it. We also draw pictures. We, for a long time, collected leaves and made a tree in the house that was like the Thanksgiving tree. So you would have a piece of art that sort of reminded you, or we'd have friends do handprints, and those handprints would be on the tree, and you'd see the people in your lives that are special and that you're thankful for.
That's so special.
How do you do? What do you do at home?
It's very interesting, actually. We don't do thank you notes anymore. We used to, but I love hugging him and saying thank you, like in random times. There's this routine in our house. After I put down the twin babies to bed, I hear this click, click, click noise downstairs in the kitchen, and I know Khan is preparing the ice cream for me. End of the day dessert prepared for me, and it is ready, waiting for me on the coffee table when I go down. And I just, all I do is like, I love you so much. Thank you so much for, doing this. He doesn't have to do it. I don't force him. It just comes out of nowhere. And when he helps me out with stuff, like out of, nowhere, I just hug him and say, thank you so much for everything. I do the same thing for the girls. I know they're small. I know they're 2 years old. But I say thank you. But out of nowhere, one of them comes up to me and says, I love you, Mama. I'm like, oh my God, they're so sweet. So that's the payback, pretty much. That's the receiving what you give them. So I think, that's how I do that. So, but when, let's say, someone gives them a present, or again, someone sends them something special, we call the grandparents or whoever sent the present from, and then talk to them and we want to make sure that we make that phone call. We want to make sure that we write a card and send it to that person, so that at least like they get in the habit of being thankful for things.
But what we do, it's actually, we have a gratitude walk. So every morning we walk to school, and I ask him, what are you grateful for? And then he'll give me what he's grateful for, and then he'll ask me, what are you grateful for? And then sometimes he'll say, well, wait, I know what you're grateful for. And then I'll say, what is that? So he'll say, oh, it's me. Grateful for me.
Right.
And also, actually, sometimes we donate things. I make him on 3 months or 4 months basis, we go through his toys, and whenever it's old or it's he overgrew, we'll just give it to other kids, to our friends' kids. And at first he would not want to give those toys, but now he let go of that attachment.
It's very interesting. When Sandy happened in New York, when we were putting some stuff together, there were like centers that you would bring your clothing, right? And Khan came up to me and he's like, what are we doing, Mommy? I'm like, I'm putting some stuff together, so those people who lost everything needs clothing, needs jackets. It's going to be a cold winter. And then that was the conversation. I left and I started doing my own thing, and all of a sudden, like, he brought this bag of things, and I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I put stuff together.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And I went, okay.
Empathy.
And we prepared a little luggage together, and he actually put in a roller bag, and he didn't want me to roll it. He wanted to roll it by himself. When they see what's happening around them, they take as an example, and that's the best we can do as parents, I think.
Yeah, I love how you start the day with gratitude and the thanking for what you're thankful for. We happen to end our day with gratitude. And I'm thinking, what if you bookend and you started the day with gratitude, and at the end we say, what are you grateful for, Mommy? What are you grateful for, Daddy? I think that too, to express it out loud, gives it some power, or, just like a recognition of, I'm grateful for you, or I'm grateful for this thing we did. And sometimes things surprise me. The things that come up, I'll say, oh, he really thought about that. It was really something that marked his day. So I think it's a kind of a
That's a
nice
good one.
idea.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because in the end of the evening, I ask him, what is the best thing that happened in school, or how was your day? But that's a good one to end the day with gratitude, too.
Absolutely. Now we're going to take a little break, and when we come back, we will have Dr. Clauselle with us.
Coming up next,
It's not just for moments, it's not just for Thanksgiving, it's a part of your lifestyle. And always look for moments to be grateful. Become gratefulness seekers.
Okay, you better copyright this.
we are moms, we are friends, we are moms on a mission. Dr. Renee Clauselle is the founder and current president of Child and Family Psychology, a group practice located in Franklin Square, New York, and Kings Park, New York. Her concierge coaching and wellness practice service clients all over the country. She is a former professor for Teachers College, Columbia University, and St. John's University. At St. John's University, she served as the clinical director of child mental health programs. She lives in New York with her husband, 2 children, and 2 lovable dogs.
Welcome back to Hashtag Moms on a Mission, and we're talking about how to teach children gratitude. We have Dr. Clauselle with us.
Hello.
Hi, Doctor. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Now, my first question is, how important is to our mental health gratitude in general?
You know, many people wouldn't think this, but gratitude is very important to mental health because it actually is a very good protector against depression. It's almost impossible for most people to be grateful and come from a very genuine, grateful heart and be depressed at the same time. If you think about you know, what really makes you grateful and how you feel grateful in your heart, it automatically makes you think positive thoughts. And one of the best defenses against depression is thinking positive thoughts and training your brain not to think negative things.
How should we explain to children the concept of gratitude?
I think the best way to teach children about gratitude is to catch them when they're feeling it. So a lot of times I try to explain that there's a difference between making lists, which are very popular around this time of year. I'm grateful for mom, I'm grateful for dad, my siblings, on and on and on. And you get this long laundry list of things. While that is a good practice, it is a very remote and removed kind of listing of things that you're grateful for. So what you want to try to teach children to do is you catch them in the moment when something has happened and they're feeling that emotion inside, and then you identify, honey, that's what gratitude feels like.
For example, can you give just a simple example?
Well, I'm glad you asked that because I think the key is to teach children to be grateful very early in their life and to teach them that you can be grateful about anything. You could be grateful because the flowers bloom today and that makes you feel happy. You can be grateful because the sun feels good on your back. There's so many little things you can be grateful for, and that's when it becomes a defense against depression, because a lot of times people are looking for the big things. But you could be grateful for just a good warm bowl of soup on a cold day and appreciating those things.
Well, now, like I mentioned before with our guest, what we do in our home is when we walk to school, I'll say, I'm grateful for this and this. What are you grateful? So my son will say what he's grateful for.
Yes.
But sometimes, let's say it's rainy. He'll say, oh, I'm not grateful for anything. It's rainy, it's cold. So what is one way that you can stir their direction in more positive way?
Children love games, so you make a game out of it. I say children should become gratitude seekers. So you make it a challenge. Even in the most difficult times, it's a good lesson, it's a good lifestyle tool to be able to find something that makes us grateful. So it's a rainy day, it's slushy. Oh, who likes a rainy day? Okay. Mom made me a great bowl of oatmeal this morning, and that made me happy.
Okay.
Or my favorite show on television, or I'm listening to my favorite song walking to school, and that makes me happy. But I think that is the challenge, and again, that is the great protection against depression, that even in our low moments, if we can just find one thing that makes our heart smile, that makes our eyes light up, that's gratitude.
That's such a nice way to put it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So what are some of the ways that families can practice gratitude?
I think just moments getting together. Some of the things that you guys shared that you do in your homes as moms, I think are perfect. And just getting children to just talking about it and talking about how does that make you feel in your heart? How does that perspective taking, how do you think that makes someone else feel? Those types of things. And all the things you guys are doing are great. I love the morning, waking up, you're creating a gratitude seeker, and I also like it in the evening. You know, this is what I was thankful for during the day.
Now, you mentioned in one of your articles that sometimes we're grateful for things and we list things that
Yes.
are in our immediate surrounding, but then we forget to, let's say, be grateful for the person that opened the door for us. Why it's so important to extend that our attention away from our immediate surroundings?
Because it's almost like practice, right? It's practice in teaching your kids to be grateful. So if you only are grateful for this small amount of things, guess what? Soon that's going to run out, and you need to open your horizon, right? And that's where we as moms can teach our children, because they're not going to automatically think, oh, I should be grateful for the doorman who opened the door for me. But if you catch your child in a moment, maybe where they have their school bag, their instrument, their hands are full, and that doorman opens the door, that's our job as moms to say, aha, how do you feel now? You feel grateful that doorman opened that door for you.
Okay, so that's what you meant before when you said at the moment.
You catch them
have
in the
to
moment.
catch them. Okay, now
Yes.
I get it.
Yes.
Okay.
So I've heard people say that when you say that you are grateful for things that you have, you will not be striving for more because you're content of what you have. Is that any true, or?
Well, I definitely think that it's a personal opinion. You can be grateful and content with what you have and continue to grow. And I think as human beings, we always want to be growing. And if that means adding things to your repertoire, then that's fine.
Is there something that you want to add that we didn't talk about?
I think the holidays are a perfect time because gathering around the table and eating together and being grateful for people's presence in your lives. And then again, presents for whatever type of Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever type of holiday that is celebrated in people's homes. It's also a good time to introduce giving back, which is I feel the other perspective in terms of gratitude, how good it feels to make other people feel grateful. And I think the holidays is a perfect time to teach that.
What a nice way to explain it.
Yeah.
What is your way of coming up with the gratitude?
Yes. Well, we do a lot of prayer and gratefulness at the end of the day. I'm going to incorporate that morning because I love that idea. But we really try to make gratefulness a lifestyle. So my husband and I are always looking for opportunities to make gratefulness seekers, gratitude seekers. So driving in the car, a favorite song comes on, we're all dancing and singing, aren't we grateful for this moment? So it's hard for me to say just one thing to do because we've incorporated it into our lives, and I think that's the takeaway. It's not just for moments, it's not just for Thanksgiving, it's a part of your lifestyle, and always look for moments to be grateful. Become gratefulness seekers.
Great, that's a good one, grateful seeker.
Yeah.
Okay, you better copyright this. It's a great one. Thank you so much for joining
welcome.
us.
Thank you for having me.
That's it for today's show. Thanks for watching #Moms on a Mission. Now, me and Aisha want to hear from you, so use the comments area below and tell us one thing that you've heard today on the show and you're going to implement in your daily routine. And if you're already doing something, share it with us. We would love to hear it.
And if you like this episode, please share it with your friends and invite them to continue the conversation at Woman to Woman TV, #Moms on a Mission.
And don't forget, you are unique. Use it to your advantage and each day go beyond yourself.
We are moms, we are friends, we are moms on